Hey guys. Oh, that was weird. Hey guys, welcome back. Still at my grandma's house. I think I'll be moving home pretty soon. For those of you who are new, leave a comment below to say hi. I try to do my best to respond to every comment, and I'd love to formally meet you guys. So welcome. This video will be a December favorites of all the things that I loved in the month of December. So it's gonna start off with brain food, books, podcasts, and then I'll do music, and then at the very end I'll do beauty stuff. First book that I want to talk about, guys, this book changed my life. I never strayed too far away from nonfiction books. I prefer self-help, business applied to life, business philosophy that could be applied to life philosophies. I just think I thought it was more useful and practical, but guys, fiction books are awesome. And I'm an idiot for thinking that way and for kind of discounting like a whole category of brilliant literary masterpieces of art. So this book is The Fountainhead. So The Fountainhead, in a nutshell, follows the struggles of a young, innovative architect who is trying to pretty much define what success means to him and to find success on his own terms without ever compromising his artistic as well as moral integrity. And that alone is just, there's so much more to this book that you guys should read the synopsis on your own, because if I were to talk about it, it would just be this whole video and I can talk about it for days. If you have read it and if you do want to talk about it, or if you do read it and you do want to talk about it, message me, comment below. I would love to nerd out about this. So what I got out of this book, like with most of my videos, instead of giving summaries, I want to kind of give you guys more of like a how did this book impact my life and how will I use it to better myself in the future. This book, it pulls from Anne Wright's personal philosophy on objectivism. I'm just going to read directly from my laptop. Objectivism is a concept of a man as a hero being with his own happiness as a moral purpose of his life, with productive achievement as his noblest activity and reason as his only absolute. So it has to do a lot with moral integrity, respect for others, doing the right things, what is the right things, how to be a person. And the protagonist of this book, Howard Rourke, is Anne Rice's ideal of the perfect man. And if there were anyone in this world right now who embodies the man of my dreams, he's really close. He's not it, but he's really close. A lot of the book is about creators or first person versus second-handers. Creators or first person, they are independent thinkers. They have a mind of their own. They have judgments of their own. They do things because they want to do it, because they want to do it, as opposed to second-handers whose sole objective of being alive is to kind of seek affirmation from other people. And they pretty much expect others to think and judge for them as opposed to doing it themselves. Pretty much put others' views above their own. So this whole book is about that. The contrast of what it means to be a first person or a creative or a creator, and what it means to be a second-hander, which is the majority of the people in this book. And man, growing up, I always felt like I didn't belong, not in like a dramatic sense of like, oh, I don't belong, I don't know how to be friends, but I've just always kind of thought I was weird for not doing the things that my peers did, or believing the things that they believed, or being as self-conscious and doubtful as they were. Not to say that like, oh, I'm just so confident or whatever, but I don't know, within the past couple of months, I think this book came at a perfect time to remind me that it's okay to be who you are. I mean, like, but in text and in form and reading this story and getting sucked into this world of, we all have our own higher calling, we all have our purposes here, and we all have the things that we want to do, and the most important thing is to stick with your values and your integrity and to never waver from those core values of who you are. And as hard as it is to let go of people or thoughts or past comfort or just anything. It's sometimes you have to do that to shed layers and trim the fat so that you will no longer be weighed down by certain things, so that you can move forward and do all the things that you're supposed to do. So that just got really deep really quick. Yeah, that is what this book meant to me. It's a book that I know I'll be rereading over and over and over again. Let's move on to podcast. Same thing as what I talked about in November. Good Life Project with Jonathan Fields is my jam. This guy knows, this guy just gets it, and he is speaking my language and he speaks to my soul. And this most recent podcast is with Simon Sinek. I used to say Sinek, but I think it's Sinek because that's how that's how Jonathan Fields pronounces his name. And apart from like all of the brilliant conversation they had, which is what you would expect from Simon Sinek. I'm getting too excited. Very end, Jonathan Fields asked Simon Sinek about his recent escapade to Afghanistan, and man, it's so Simon was invited by the US Navy, Air Force to go visit their base because he's been helping with a lot of military related things. They're like, hey, how about you come out to actually experience and see firsthand for a few hours what actually goes on. So he goes there, everything goes wrong, missiles start firing, things start exploding, the ground's shaking. 2 of his flights get canceled to go back home. They ended up getting on a flight which carried a casket of a fallen soldier with the flag draped over, and what he said was just so raw and beautiful. He said something to the extent of, and it was my greatest honor to be able to bring home someone who knew so much more about sacrifice and service than I ever will. And that gave me the chills of, Simon Sinek is such a people's person. He gets it, and he cares about people to that extent. And you need to listen to the ending, if anything. I think it starts from like maybe 40 minutes in, 45 minutes in. It is beautiful, and it is he's such a articulate and eloquent speaker, such a good storyteller. And yeah, podcast. Next. Since graduating college 2 years ago, damn, it's a good amount of time, 2 years ago, yeah, almost 2.5 years ago, I need things to learn. Like I want to learn, I want to continue growing and absorbing things, and it's kind of hard when you're not forced to do those things. Now that you're out of it, you kind of regret not putting in more effort while you were there. So I found this really cool online, I guess, courses, but it's not the typical online courses you think of when it's like Linda or very boring tutorials. These are online courses that they film in their studio with some of the world's most brilliant people, authors, people who really know their craft. They film it with a studio audience, and then they put it live for people to learn from it. And it's really well produced. What Creative Life is about, I love how they sign off every single one of their emails as there's a creator in all of us. I love that. And so, as you can imagine, most of these classes have to do with creative related things, creative living. So there's photography and video. I'm actually the 2 courses that I bought recently, one of them is the art of filmmaking, because I want to learn about, how to do this better. And it is awesome. I'm learning so much about like storytelling and how to shot sequence your video so that every sequence of videos, every 4 shots kind of tell a story on their own to tell a whole cohesive story. So that's one thing that I'm doing. That's something I'm almost done with. And then there's another one that I bought, which is how to edit in Final Cut Pro. 2 classes that I've taken, 2 classes that I've bought. And there's a lot more in art and design, music and audio, craft and maker, money and life. There's some really interesting ones on like happiness, as well as personal branding with Debbie Millman. She's all about like designing your personal brand and designing your life. Probably gonna get those moving forward. But yeah, this is a really cool class. So anyway, this has been really awesome. I'll link things down below, as well. Everything I talk about will be down there. And so moving on. If you haven't seen La La Land, you have to see it. It's one of those movies that you must watch in the theaters. I don't watch a lot of movies to begin with. I think the last time I watched a movie in theaters was probably for Transformers, the one with the dinosaurs and a lot of brand placements of Victoria's Secret and Bud Light. Brownie points, you guys caught that too. So yeah, that was probably 2-3 years ago. So La La Land, watched it in theaters. It was brilliant. It was amazing. They sweep the Golden Globes and they're probably gonna win a bunch of Oscars. And in Emma Stone's speech at the Golden Globes, she talks about how this is for the dreamers and it's something that she believes in, empowering people and empowering creatives to do what they really want to do. And that's what I'm trying to do. So it spoke to my heart. So in a nutshell, it's a love story, a love triangle between three things: two people and their ambition. And it's just such a, such an, I don't even have words. It's filmed and it's shot and the storytelling, everything just put together so beautifully. And like the music, oh my god, the music, I can already sing you guys the whole soundtrack. I think about that day I left him at a Greyhound station west of Santa Fe. We were 17 and he was sweet and it was true. You say there's nothing here, well let's make something clear. I think I'll be the one who make that call. What a waste of a lovely night. Here's to the ones who dream, foolish as they may seem. Here's to the hearts that ache. Here's to the mess we make. Alright. I think you guys get the point. So, alright, now music. This is one of my favorite songs right now. I actually heard it on the radio a couple of days ago. And I've always really liked them. You guys probably know them for Chocolate, but just love the vibes. Somebody Else. I just love like it's like super groovy, very like feel good. Right when I heard this, I had to look up what it was, and fell in love immediately. Their whole new album is actually pretty good. I dig the vibes. That's the first one. Second one, Darkness and Light. I just can't take this off repeat. It's so soulful. And its voice is like butter. Like butter. She's never been afraid of sirens. Head down, but keep driving. Release me. It's so hard for me to hold. Alright. Oh, next one. This just, guys. I think it's Daft Punk. It's definitely Daft Punk. Makes me really nostalgic. I'm still really upset that never got to see them live. Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. You guys probably already heard of most of these songs because it's probably on the radio. You don't have to run. I know what you've been through. Alright, to end this video, I don't know why I did that. I'm hungry. I get really weird when I'm starving, so to end this video, let's talk beauty. I'm really low maintenance when it comes to makeup. Everything that I have for like actual makeup, it's in this bag. I spend most of my money on skincare because I don't know, I feel like if you have a good base, you don't really need to cover it up with much. That's kind of like the mentality and the philosophy that I have. This is probably to the extent that this is the most makeup that I would wear ever. So for December favorites, I've been on a hunt for Actually, not really. It's like a passive hunt for mascara. The next video I make will be how I do my eyelashes. How I do my eyelashes, because a good amount of my friends have asked me in person and people in real life has asked me. So I will talk in detail about how I do that next video. So I've been using this is Milani. I've been using it for, I would say, a year now. My roommate from New York, Felicia, her handle is Coffee and Cashmere on YouTube. If you came from her or if you want someone to watch who is super hilarious and just real and down to earth, you would love her. She went to, I think, Gen Beauty or some event, and she got a bunch of free samples. She's like, hey, I already have enough mascaras. Do you want this? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. So I've been using it for a year. That's how long I don't know, I've been using this for more than a year actually, and it started to dry out. So I went to Sephora and I picked up something new. This just was exactly what I was looking for. It's too cool for school, like a Dynoplatz, I think that's the name, Dynoplatz mascara. It is amazing. It is exactly what I want out of a mascara. So I like long, singular, non-spidey, chunky eyelashes. This, I find, it just, for me, it gets the work done. It really gets the work done, and I love it. And it's really cool because, I mean, the applicator is like that, and then this thing at the bottom, if you turn it, the applicator actually, well, it shortens. So if you want volume, or if you want length, you can leave it like this. So obviously I leave it like fully extended. So that's the first product. The second product that I would like to talk about is this gloss from Milk Makeup. So I think they call it like a vinyl fob. I don't know, cannot English. This is a sample from Sephora because I didn't know if it was something that I could completely commit to. So this is really just lip gloss for your eyelids. It feels like the same consistency. I'm sure it's not, but, or maybe it is, but pretty much just put this on your eyelids, and it has this very cool, like, wet, dewy, glowy texture. Where did I even put it? Here, I'll put a little more. See, this is why, you know, I'm not a makeup person. I probably won't ever do too many makeup things. Like right there, you see how it's kind of wet looking ish. Anyway, big fan of this look. The only thing is you kind of have to, I think you have to apply it if you want to consistently have that dewy look, because it gets into your crease, and it kind of, when you blend it out, it just like the whole thing turns a little sheen. But so you have to reapply this a lot, which is the only problem that I have with it. But I think I'm gonna invest in the big size one. And another thing is this Sunday Riley CEO moisturizer. So it's vitamin C and E protect and it repairs. So I got this as a sample from Sephora. This is I think it's a brand new product from Sunday Riley, and I love it. It smells like summer, kind of like citrusy, like oranges and flowers. So this definitely, like the way that my skin looks now, I think it looks pretty good. It's not always like this. It's definitely the lighting, but it's also, I've been using this along with the Good Jeans from Sunday Riley that I talked about in November's video. I think I'm gonna invest in the full product, because if there's one thing you should splurge on, is things to make your skin on your face and just your body okay. So yeah, it smells awesome. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. I wake up not feeling like a raisin, and that's how I feel a lot, especially during winter. Give it a try. If anything, maybe there's still samples at Sephora. Maybe you can go to Sephora and ask for samples, because they give, I think, like 3 samples per person. So this is awesome. And the last thing is this Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. So for my birthday, Sephora does you can pick something for your birthday thing, and I got like a sample of this mini soy fresh cleanser, and it's awesome. I love how gentle but effective it is. It leaves my skin feeling actually very moisturized and not dry or chalky or weird or bad. And sometimes I find that it's really hard to, like, sometimes I just use bar soap, like charcoal bar soap. That's like really good for your face. But I find that when you wash it off, it's really hard to, like, you need to wash it off like 5 times, like put 5 or more splashes of water on your face, which is like 10, to really get everything off of your face. But this It just goes on, you know, put it in, wash it off, comes off right away, face feels awesome. So with a lot of the products that I'm buying now, especially skin products, I try to get them to be as close to being natural as possible. Things that when you read the ingredient list, you understand what it is. I think one really important thing that I need to remind myself and re-educate and reread the list of, there's like 10 or 12 like really toxic chemicals that you probably shouldn't be using on your face. And yeah, I really appreciate brands like Fresh and Sunny Riley and Milk who actually care about people in the environment and are doing good things for our faces. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know your December favorites. Let me know what you resonated with. Let me know what you liked or didn't like, and we can have a conversation down there in the comment section. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week. Alright, bye.